How capable is the all-new Jackery Homepower 3600 Pro Max? In this video, we're going to show what sets this apart from its predecessor, the 3600 Pro, and we're going to show some real-time power outage situations in our home and show you how easy this is to connect and how capable it is. So with that, let's jump right into it. All right, so for starters, the Jackery Homepower 3600 Pro Max is a very compact version. Now, this one does not have wheels, but it has handles here, so you can easily maneuver this around. The biggest difference is that this has 240 volts. It has a 4,000 watt pure sine wave inverter. And then down here we have two 110 volt plugs. Now previously this did not support 240 volts. So we're going to show you how easy this is to connect to our manual transfer switch, our power inlet box with this cable right here. We're simply going to plug that in right to our power inlet box. And then we can control any 110 volt item with that plug right there. Now, being as this is going to be on the exterior of our house, we're probably not going to be using these, but we can use many 110 volt items because we have the 240 volt connector there. Then down here we have our USB-C and our USB-A. The USB-C has 100 watts, which can charge really fast if you need to charge a laptop or a phone. And so that's a nice feature. Here on the side, we just have our vent on the left side. And then over here on the right side, we have our DC expansion port, our AC expansion port, parallel communication. I believe this is for the ATS, the transfer switch. And then we have our DC input for our solar connector and then AC charging. This unit charged up really fast, and I was really impressed how fast it went from 30% up to 100. If we had panels, we would show you how fast these panels would charge. But the other awesome thing about this is it can be made into an automatic transfer switch. So if you're out of town or out of state or whatever, and you lose power, this can automatically turn on for a much lower price than having an automatic transfer switch generator like a gas generator. Those are upwards of $15,000 to $20,000. This comes in at a much lower price point, which we'll talk about later on in this video. But for now, we're going to get this connected to our home. We're going to show you just how easy this is to get this power to our home and what this is capable of powering. So let's check it out. All right, so we just moved our Jackery Pro Max over here to where our electrical panel is. And right here, you can see my power inlet box. So we installed this a while back. And as you can see, it just has a 4-prong. I believe this is a 50 amp, or it might be a 30 amp, because we don't typically need anything higher than 30 amps. And so this female will plug right in. So we'll just do that right now. You'll just find the one that has the angle and match it up like so. And then it just twists a little bit like that. And it's as easy as that. Now this is completely weatherproof. We can leave this if it's raining or whatever. The unit, however, we want to keep covered, so we could just throw something over this to keep it covered if we needed to. And then down here, we just have an adapter to our 50 amp. So this is just a 4-prong male, and that's a 4-prong female, and it's as easy as that. So we're just gonna take this guy, plug it right into our power station. It's got a nice snug fit there. And now I'll show you what we have set up here. So this is called a interlock kit, and the whole idea of this is you cannot have the generator power on simultaneously while you have the main grid power on. So let me show you how this works. In the event of a power outage, let's just say we had a thunderstorm, telephone pole got knocked over. I'm gonna come out here after I get an email from Rocky Mountain Power saying you don't have any power at your home. I'm gonna manually turn this off. So there's zero power going to my house at this point. And now I can't turn the generator power on until this is slid up. So I'm gonna slide this up, turn on our generator power. And now the idea behind this is that no power can go through this breaker into the city, into the grid, and potentially hurt someone while there's a power outage. This completely eliminates the idea of backfeeding. And the only way we can then restore power here is once we turn this one off. So now that we have this on, what we're gonna do is just determine what all we want to power. So currently my solar is on and I don't need that on. So I'm gonna turn the solar off. I'm gonna turn the hot tub off. I'm gonna turn anything off that I don't want to use, and everything else in the house that we want to use, we're just gonna leave on. And now we are actively going to be able to accept power through this breaker into all of these other breakers, and 240 volts instead of 110. So it's as easy as that to get it set up. Now all we're gonna do is come down here, and as you can see, we've got 100% power. We're gonna turn on AC power, which will turn on both these 110 outlets and this 240 outlet. And let's see what happens. I heard something beep inside. I believe our mini splits were on when we turned it off. So those are currently running 923 watts. I'm just gonna act as if everything that's in the home is going to turn back on as soon as we turn this on. So our mini split, I think I just heard come back on. That's going to ramp up. So we'll see what the total wattage is when everything that was currently on when I just turned that main breaker off comes back on. So I'm gonna give it about 5 minutes. It's currently 11:04, so we're gonna come back at about 11:10 and just see how many watts we're pulling and what all is being run. What do you think, buddy? It's a nice day today. Ralphie's just taking it all in. Well, I totally forgot that the dishwasher was on. When I turned it back on, it came back on. So that's currently running. Let's see, our mini split is currently on. I think it's at temperature, but this came on automatically, so that's running. I believe it's 68, so the compressor probably won't come on. But just for giggles, I'm gonna turn this down to say 65. And let's see how many watts that's gonna pull. All right, I can see the compressor fan motor coming on, compressor's coming on. I absolutely love my Mr. Cool ceiling cassettes. We can hang out here on the patio and never hear that unit running. It's so quiet. And we have independent controls of all 4 bedrooms. So really nice system. But this is a slow start. It's an inverter compressor. So we're gonna see this kind of slowly ramp up. So combined between the dishwasher and this mini split running, we're pulling about 3,400 watts. All right, this thing is spitting out icicles. We actually had this one on as well in the bedroom here. So we're gonna turn both of these off and see what that drops down to. In a real emergency situation, we're not gonna typically be running our air conditioning, but I just wanted to test it and see if this Jackery 3600 could do it. All right, guys, so now that the mini split is off, we're pulling 1,800 watts. And something else that I wanna show you that I'm still really kind of shocked by, I put a lot of lights in my garage. Really nice lighting in here for being able to film and stuff. But these lights pull a lot of energy. So if I turn all of these off, let's see what we're pulling now. All right, so we're down to 1,485 watts. So those lights alone were pulling quite a bit of energy. So something else is drawing quite a bit of energy right now. We just dropped down to 680. I think the mini split fully ramped down. So not pulling a ton of watts. It's saying we can run for about 4 hours. But we can go through and just check what is pulling energy, and we can also go through and adjust whatever we think might be pulling energy. So obviously our fridge is running. That's gonna pull a fair amount of energy. And then my garage also has a really old fridge, my beer fridge, so that's pulling some energy there. So anyways, hopefully that gives you a good idea of how you can independently control any of these circuits, 110 or 220, with our Jackery 3600 Pro Max. All right, so next I want to power my RV and show you what this is capable of with our AC unit. So we have our plug here, and since we're going from 110 to 240, we have to have this reducer, and I keep this on my camper all the time because I've had to use it a few times. So we're simply going to plug this in, and looks like our AC power is already on. And then let's go and power up our AC and see how many watts it pulls. All right, so this is the turbo inverter compressor. This pulls a lot less wattage than a traditional AC. So I just want to turn this on and see, just bump this down as low as it'll go, 64 degrees. And we'll go out to our Jackery and see what we got. I believe I just heard the compressor bump on. Pulling about 350. This will slowly ramp up. So you can see it slowly coming up as the compressor is cycling up. So we can hear that compressor ramping up, and we've got nice cold air coming out of the vents already. So we're pulling 824 watts. Says we can power this for 3.5 hours. Now again, this is in one of those scenarios where if you're going camping somewhere really hot and you just want to kind of cool off the space a little bit, that's more what this is designed for. Obviously, this is not going to sustainably run your AC for, you know, a day or for 8 hours, but it can cool the space off. And more importantly, you can power other devices like charging devices. You can power the microwave, you can power charging your laptops, TVs, things of that nature, no problem. All right, this is blowing ice cold air coming out of the vents. So this is working really nice. And this is something that this unit would not be able to power a traditional air conditioner on an RV. So this is another advantage to the turbo. I highly recommend it. I have a video that shows how we installed it and how big of a difference it made over the traditional one. So again, we're pulling about 960 watts. So really capable machine. This hasn't tripped out on anything yet. If you were to plug in like an electric dryer, it probably wouldn't be capable of powering that. There is limitations to this, but overall a very, very capable power station and very versatile. You can bring it anywhere you go, and you can use this for whole home backup. Well guys, hopefully this stresses the capability of the Jackery 3600 Pro Max. We were able to power our fridge here in the garage, our fridge in our home, the main fridge. We were able to power our mini splits, our dishwasher, the lighting here in the garage, all the lights that we're currently on in our home, all simultaneously, which is amazing for this little power station right here behind me. Now, real quick, let's talk about price. So right now, this unit is $29.99, and oftentimes these units will go on sale and you can get it for quite a bit cheaper. So make sure and pay attention to the link in the video description, as this price might fluctuate. If you want to get the MTS, the manual transfer switch, and the charging cable as a full package, it's $3,500. And again, this is a huge price difference from a whole home backup power system, a generator that is gas run. They run, if you look it up, anywhere from $10,000 to $20,000. So right out of the gate, you have a more versatile machine that you can take anywhere, and you can have whole home backup power, and at a fraction of the price of a whole home backup system. So tons of reasons to go with the Jackery 3600 or any of their other capable power stations. Jackery is just a great brand. In fact, this unit is rated at about 16 years life expectancy, not to mention that you don't have the noise levels of a generator, and you don't have to fool with gasoline, something that a lot of homeowners just don't want to mess with. Well guys, I hope you found this video informative. If you want to see the bigger brother of this, the Jackery 5000, which is a really capable machine, you can find my review video for that right there. And until next time, you guys be safe. Later.